The phone buzzed between us on the kitchen counter. Not mine, hers. She was washing a plate, slow, careful, like time would crack if she moved too fast. The screen lit up once, then went dark. She didn't look at it. I did. Her reflection in the window didn't change, but I felt it, a tiny shift, like a door closing somewhere inside her chest. "You seem happy lately," she said. Her voice was light, too light. I smiled. It came easy. That scared me. Happy wasn't the word. Calm was closer. Calm like standing outside during a storm, watching someone else get wet. I leaned back against the counter, folded my arms, studied her like a puzzle I'd already finished. She dried her hands, finally looked at me. "Why?" she asked. The room felt smaller. The clock stopped ticking. Even the fridge went quiet. I met her eyes. "Because I know you're pregnant," I said. Her face drained of color. I kept smiling, and I know I'm not the father. The silence after that was loud. She opened her mouth, closed it, tried again. No sound came out, just air. I remembered the first time I noticed something was wrong, weeks ago, maybe months. She started humming again, a tune I didn't know. She guarded her phone like it was made of glass, took longer walks, smiled at nothing. I told myself it was nothing. I told myself that because it was easier. When she missed her period, she cried, said she was scared. I held her, told her we'd be okay. That's what husbands do. But my mind didn't cry. It watched. The dates didn't line up, not quite. Close enough to fool someone who didn't want to look too hard. I looked. She said she was tired. I noticed she was energized. She said she felt sick. I noticed she glowed. And then there was the name she said in her sleep, just once, soft, careless, not mine. I didn't wake her. I didn't shout. I didn't ask questions I wasn't ready to hear answers to. I just started counting. Days, glances, lies. Patterns always repeat. People do too. Standing there in the kitchen, I watched her try to build a story fast enough to save herself. She failed. I didn't confront her. I kissed her goodbye every morning, asked how she felt, drove her to doctor visits, held her hand in waiting rooms. Inside, I was measuring everything. I checked phone bills, numbers she called when I wasn't home. I watched her reflections more than her face. Reflections don't know they're being watched. They tell the truth. I learned the rhythm of her lies. She always blinked twice before saying them. I ordered a test. Quiet, legal, clean. Science doesn't take sides. It just tells the truth. While we waited, I played my role perfectly. I painted the nursery. Yellow, neutral, safe. At night, I lay awake beside her breathing body and thought about trust, how fragile it is, how once it breaks, it never sounds the same again. I wasn't angry. Anger is loud, messy. This was colder. This was focus. I imagined the moment the truth would arrive. I practiced my face, calm, kind, empty. The envelope came on a Tuesday. I didn't open it right away. I made coffee, fed the dog, took out the trash. Then I sat down and read. The words were simple, clear, final. Probability of paternity, 0. I felt nothing. That surprised me. No pain, no fire, just a clean line drawn through the middle of my life. That night, I set the envelope on the table between us. She froze when she saw it. "What's that?" she asked. I didn't answer. She opened it with shaking hands, read once, twice, then her knees buckled. She grabbed the chair to stay standing. She started crying, loud, ugly, real. "I can explain," she said. "I'm sure you can," I replied. My voice didn't rise, it didn't fall. She reached for me. I stepped back. That broke her more than the paper ever could. I told her I'd already met him. That wasn't true, but she believed it. Her eyes widened. Fear replaced guilt. Guilt is manageable. Fear isn't. I told her I'd changed my will. that the house was no longer ours, that I'd already spoken to a lawyer. All true. I told her I stayed quiet not because I was weak, but because I wanted her to feel safe right up until she wasn't. That was the part that crushed her. She sank to the floor, apologized, begged, promised. I watched like a stranger. "I didn't do this to hurt you," she said. I nodded. "You did it because you thought you wouldn't get caught." She had no answer for that. I walked to the door, picked up my keys. She asked if I hated her. I paused. "No," I said. "I just don't care anymore." I live somewhere else now. Smaller place, quieter, clean. Some nights I think about the life I almost raised, the child that was never mine, the trust that died before it could grow old. I don't feel sad. Sadness is for people who still hope. I feel clear. I learned something important. Love isn't blind, it's careful. And when it stops being careful, it stops being love.
She still texts sometimes. Long messages, short ones. None of them get replies. The storm passed. I stayed dry. And that smile she noticed? That was the moment I finally walked away with the truth and left her alone with the lie.